Hi everyone. So this week I was not able to post my vlog on time, and that is because of the kind of week that I had. So let's get into it. So I just want to tell you, as I'm making this video, you can tell I'm driving, and I have my phone on a stand, so I'm being cautious as possible. So let's get into last week. Now I had my essay to do, my essays. I just completed the third course, or as they call it in the program, the third module for my master's. Now I enjoyed that course. It was a really nice course. I like that it wasn't a lot of heavy material to handle in terms of, they don't do PowerPoint. Instead of PowerPoints, they would do these PDF documents, and it wasn't like it wasn't a lot of information, and I like that. Of all the concepts we looked at, my favorite, or the one that resonated most with me, would be peace education. Because when I think about peace education, I remember as I was reading it, thoughts of what is going on in Israel and Palestine came to mind, and how a lack of peace has erupted and disrupted, and to some extent destroyed the education system in those countries, or more so, Palestine. I was thinking about that a lot, but I didn't get to write my essay on it because when I assessed what they wanted essay-wise, the context wouldn't have fit in. Nevertheless, I had 3 essays to do. The first 2,000 words, the last one, the third one, 2,500 words. Now, writing is something I like doing. I love doing it to an extent. But you see, when you do academic writing, it's different, because if you're like me as a student, it's going for marks and you want the highest grade possible, right? Now, I procrastinated. Last week, Monday, we had a holiday. That was Republic Day Part 2. And I said, you know what, I'm going to take this day and I'm going to write the essay. It so happened on that day, I was able to just start essay 1, but I didn't get to finish it. And I prolonged. I said, all right, Thursday I'm going to be home from work. Let me get this essay done. I still didn't get it finished. Y'all understand what I'm telling y'all? I still didn't get this essay. I hope I go in and reach in time. I still didn't get it done. So, and then I'm stressing about not feeling ready to write the essay, and not being able to just be, it was a whole mental thing I went through. Anyways, to make a long story short, the essays are done. I submitted essay 1, I think, on Thursday or Friday. I submitted essay 2 on Saturday evening, and essay 3 Sunday morning, the wee hours of the morning. Now, what ended up happening, my brother was on a trip for work, and he returned. He was to return the Sunday, but I thought it would be later in the day, not knowing that it's 2 a.m. on Sunday. So I now had to end up going and get him, so I couldn't sleep. Obviously, by the time I come home, no sleep was in my eyes, and I ended up going to bed very late. And I think then is when I just wrapped up the essay and submitted it. By the time I got up the morning, I had to cook, I had to exhort a church, and then I had a session the afternoon to execute. So I had to go back to my PowerPoint, go back to the book that the session is based on, and review. So when I tell you Sunday was crazy, I didn't have the time to sit and make this recording. And then yesterday was another busy day for me. Well, kind of busy. So yesterday, what did I do yesterday? I got up, I started back my gym journey, and this time I want to be consistent. So I got up, went to the gym, came home, cooked, got ready, and then I went to my previous job, because I had to sign the pay sheet. This is my last pay sheet that I'll be signing there, because from this month here I'm going to be paid for my new job, so I get paid for my new job. So I went there and I told my friends I'm going to buy them lunch. So I took them to lunch, we bought the lunch, we went back to the school, we ate, we gaffed, we had a nice time, and then I left. And then I went downstairs, talked to my other friends, I left. From there, I went to the butchery to get some meat to cook. Then I went to work, but when I went into work, my supervisor wasn't there. And just one colleague was there teaching. And I said, you know what, let me just beat out and go home. So I went home, seasoned up the chicken, and then I taught an online class I had. And then after that online class, I then went into teaching my other 2 online classes, which was from 5 to 9:15. So I had a busy and an exhausting last week into yesterday, but from today it should be a little bit more free. In terms of the only, like if you ask me, Jared, what work I got to do now? Now I just have marking of assignments and uploading of grades. Now because there's a lot of courses I'm doing across centers, you know, when it's assessment time, it's a lot to deal with, but I'm not complaining. This is what I wanted, and I would choose this over where I was, because, you know, yesterday I went back into the staff room where I used to sit, and I kid y'all not, that environment is so depressing. When I went back there, just sit in that environment, PTSD right away. I was like, no, Jared, let's hurry and get out. So I cut short that other conversation I was having, and I left, because it was just, I'm like, I can't go back there. I can't see myself, and let that be a lesson for life. When we get delivered out to certain places, don't let, because it was we were comfortable in some, don't let the comfort of that environment and what we have grown to accept, don't go back, don't go back, don't go back. I'm not going back. So that's that. So that's that. You know, I'm here, I'm good. I released another episode of my podcast today, because Dan I didn't get to record on Sunday. So I released a new episode of my podcast today. Please check it out. It's on Spotify, Confessions of a Male Feminist, on learning, relearning, and speaking up. And that is about it, people. But I am good overall. My mental health is good. I am working. I'm listening to oh God, what's her name? Let me not do her that. Mel Robbins, her book called The Let Them Theory, and that is really helping me to process my emotions and how I deal with things. Because I'm not gonna lie and tell y'all, this right, don't stay in the lane. Stay what you doing in me lane. Where you lane? I'm not gonna say I'm the most organized person, but what I do know, no, I'm not gonna say I'm the most mature. I am mature, but not the most mature. But what I'll tell you, I'm someone who's always willing to learn. I'm someone who's always able to grow. And I feel like this year, at least thus far this year, I'm working on my emotional growth. That's what I'm working on. Yeah. So that's about it. Take care. I'm gonna cut this video off because I'm going into the heart of tongue. So I need to be even more focused. Because you see when in tongue, let me tell you, driving in Guyana is not for the weak. If you don't know for drive, you can't. If you don't know for drive, you stay off the roadways in Guyana. It's a crazy place to drive. You're gonna meet drivers who wrong and strong. It's so crazy. You hear what I'm saying? The drivers don't give a shit. Anyways, later.